All right. I was very embarrassed yesterday, and want to hear from you as well. If you're in an embarrassing situation where your credit card or debit card was declined in public, you're like, oh my gosh, you're so embarrassed. 800-682-1075. But I was actually very relieved, which normally I would not be, to see Jason Goodman.
And now that I know you're saying that, I regret what I did.
I guess that was like your first instinct is probably to troll somebody.
I was. Because I saw your Tesla doors opening up like a hawk, basically. In the garage.
Yes.
Holding the entire line up on one side, trying to get out of the garage with that little, what's that little stick that opens up so the car can go?
The arm.
The arm thing. And I'm like, that can't be Jared, right? And then all of a sudden I saw the doors opening and closing. I'm like, it's got to be. Nobody else I know would do that.
Yep.
And it was.
It was me. Yeah, we went to Frozen, the musical at Tanger. And by the way, side note, excellent. So get your tickets. They're a really great show. And so I'm leaving, and I got out, like, not early. The show was over, but I was able to get to the car quick, got out. There was like one person in front of us in line, where you have to pay. And I was even thinking, this guy's kind of taking a long time. That's my first. That's what I get.
Yeah.
This guy in the Tahoe. What's wrong with him?
Lanes, too.
There's two lanes.
There's 2 lanes.
And I'm like, oh, of course I picked the wrong lane. This slow guy in front of me in the Tahoe can't figure this thing out. So I go, and I've been there many times. This is the Marriott parking deck. And I scan my ticket, put in my debit card. It says declined. I'm like, debit card declined. I know for a fact I had at least $6 in there. And I was like, oh, I have a Bank of America card. Let me try that. Declined. And I'm like, what is going on? Then there's one car behind me, 2 cars behind me. So I tried again. Declined. Then Eli starts freaking out. We're going to be stuck in here. We're going to die in here. I'm like, Eli, you're not helping.
Well, to be fair, though, when I
Nobody
saw that,
panic. We're going to die.
Seriously, it was like,
I saw that line on the side, the one side that you were on. I'm like, what is going on down? This garage is never this busy on the exit. And then I went around to the other side, and then I'm just waiting. I'm like, I think that's Jared's car, and he's blocking the entire garage. So one line keeps going, and then I knew it when I saw you, the door open. I saw you come out in panic, running around, whatever you were doing. I thought for a minute, I'm like, awesome. I'm not going to do anything, and I'm just going to get out and film it.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to do.
You should have.
And I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, this is great.
Right.
And I'm just waiting on my side. I'm just seeing you sweat. Like, oh, my gosh, I'm stuck in this garage.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but then.
Well, there was like 10 to 15. At some point, there's like 10 to 15 cars behind me. And everyone was polite. No one honked. And I was,
I was so close to start the beeping
I've been
session.
honking like crazy.
and there's like cement barriers on both sides.
Yes.
Like, I can't back out. There's no attendant. There's no phone number to call. And then I checked my account, my Discover account, and it said fraud alert. I'm like, fraud alert at a parking deck?
Yeah.
Did you make this a thing? Yes. You can now use your card. I'm like, thank goodness. Did it? Declined.
Oh, no.
Bank of America had the same thing, a fraud alert. I guess I set up these new fraud alerts. And I said, did you make this purchase? Are we trying to make this purchase? Yes. You can use your Bank of America card. Declined.
Yes, it was great.
It got to the point where I said, Eli, to my son, get out and pick up the arm. Push the arm up. Dad, no.
Listen, son.
Dad, no. And I pulled my car right up to it. So when he did, I was like, I'm going to drive off because I don't know how. And then you come to the other side and get back in the car. And he's like, Dad, I don't think that's right. And I'm like, do you want to go home?
Or do you want to die in this garage?
There's nothing we can do. And he gets out, and he weighs maybe 80 pounds. He can't move the thing a centimeter. He's like, Dad, it's locked, which I guess makes sense. And then I was like, all right, I'm just going to ask somebody for their debit card.
That's weird.
And also, I'm like, thinking to myself, oh, those people probably judging me like, oh, he has a Tesla, but he can't afford the parking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that is true.
Does it not take change at all? No change?
No cash, nothing.
Oh, it's only card.
Only card. And again, no parking lot attendant. There's no one. You're just stuck.
You and the machine.
So I'm definitely going to write an angry letter to Marriott parking.
Everyone behind you, look at this fat slob being slow as hell.
Probably spent all this money on food.
So I got out of the car, and I was going to ask the person behind me for their debit card, and who do I see rolling up in their nice car? Jason Goodman.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, thank goodness!
To the
I'm
rescue.
never so happy to say Jason.
And I was like, I'm not going to. I almost like, nope. Nope. I felt so bad. It was so awkward.
And I was like, hey, man. I'm like trying to explain real quick. Fraud alerts. Can I have your... And then he's like, He's like, what do you need? I say, your card. And he pulls out, he has like 10
black
of these.
card.
It's black. You want the black card?
That's why I should not have done it.
You want the platinum card?
Yeah.
You want the red card? I was
Okay.
like, any card. And he gives me the same Discover card that I had. I'm thinking, well, maybe it won't work. worked right away.
Maybe he went magician on you. Pick a card, any card, you know?
Well, to be fair, the when you get like those new cards and you go to places it doesn't kind of know that you go to a lot, I've had it all of a sudden decline. Like I was at the place down the street there at the South End Brewing Company, and the first time I went there, it declined me, and it was like so embarrassing. So I'm like, no, I really do have money on it, and she's like, I'm like, so I took out another card. But now that I've gone to the places that I go. Trust me, a parking garage is the most innocent place. It'll accept it.
You would think so, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't even know what the deal is with that. So we want to know, where's the most embarrassing place you had your credit card or debit card declined? 800-682-1075. Squid, we know for a fact your card gets declined all the time.
Yeah, it was the first time it happened. I was in high school on a date, and the girl, she was very, very wealthy. She was a very wealthy girl. She went to Northern, so went to Summerfield. So, yeah, no, it didn't work out. Yeah,
That's what you get.
But so like we go to Hibachi Steakhouse, my favorite place, Fire and Steaks. Go there first, and then we like go see the movies. And then like we go to the movies, and I buy the tickets, and then we're like going to get snacks and drinks, and like my card keeps getting declined. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what do I do? And luckily she was like played it off and was cool about it. And then she bought the snacks and stuff.
Why did it get declined?
Because I didn't have enough money. I had enough money. Look, I had enough money for dinner. I thought like I planned it out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna budget this out. Like I'll have like like $3 by the end of the night if I like did my math right. I guess my math was wrong. 'Cause, I'm not the brightest. But yeah, she was cool about it. And but it was embarrassing as hell at the time.
Now, but you would have to have it. If you have your debit card, you can like link it to a credit card, and if you like accidentally go over what's
because it was a straight debit. It was not a credit card at all.
It'll go to the debit will pull it out of your credit card. You know what I'm saying? Because I see it all the time with my wife. Because of all the Amazon, I'm like, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're negative, and all of a sudden it's like transferred this over. I'm like, what? How? What's happening? Is when you go over it, it pulls so you don't get a like bounce. It pulls it from the other.
Or those overdraft fees. Those are the worst. Like, hey, you don't have money. We're going to charge you $35 for each other transaction.
Oh yeah.
I
already don't have money.
Yeah.
Like, that's yeah. And so that was on a date in high school?
That was a date. It was like our first date. We actually hung out a little bit after that, so she was cool about it. But
oh, she liked the poor guys.
Yeah. Like I pulled up to her, like I pulled up in my Pontiac to her house. She has like 2 Porsches in the driveway.
The car you still have?
Yeah, the same one.
Oh yeah.
And I pulled up, and then she had like 2 Porsches in the driveway. I'm like, why the hell am I here? Like I do not belong here. Yeah.
She sees you as a project.
That's right.
She did.
You're a fixer-upper.
I think I gave her some culture a little bit. Yeah.
How long did you date her for?
Man, I don't know, like a couple months.
You couldn't afford
maybe,
it.
Yeah, I couldn't. No, I couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
No.
Fell out of place. Man, Kisser Matt, have you had your credit card declined before?
Yeah, my wife and I, we were just dating at the time, and we went to Best Buy. We were looking around. She had just gotten like an iPad, and we were walking. And I'm like, oh, I got this, and I'm like, you need a case for that iPad. I'll buy you a case. It was only like $20, you know. So we get the case. We go up to the counter, and I hand like my Best Buy credit card. I hand it over, and they're like, I'm sorry, it's declined. And I'm like, it's $20.
No,
this is a credit card. I don't think you know how credit cards work. I can charge any amount of money I want. Just pay it later,
right?
Yeah. They're like, no, it's not going to work. So I went online, and this is where I learned about deferred interest.
Oh, my God.
That's the worst.
Because I'd bought a TV like 2 years prior, and it was interest-free for 18 months, and I was just like, oh, that means I don't have to make any payments, right?
I've done that before.
And then I got hit with so much interest, it put me, I was probably like $1,000 under my limit. It put me like $500 over my limit at that point. And it was just literally just happened.
They should teach that, seriously, in school. When I went to college, right from high school, you would walk, I would go down, and they would be like, here's a credit card, and at the time it was Sears. Sears is like out of business. I'm like, oh, what do I have to do for this? They're like, here you go. It was like hardly anything.
Yes.
I paid for that Sears card 15 years. I bought a stereo in my car. 15 years I was paying that because deferred interest, it defers it, and then it piles it on all at the end when you don't make your payments.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you got to pay attention because I bought a TV once. This is when they were the big, heavy, you like roll them into your house.
Oh,
big
yeah.
screen TVs. And like that it was like $2,000, which now you get one for like $400. And I thought it said no interest, no payments for 18 months. It was just no interest for 18 months. So I don't want to get any payments or anything for the first 18 months. So I'd get the, and I was like, I'd get the statements in the mail. I'd just throw it out. And then like, you owe us like $4,000. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can have the TV back. They're like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, all right.
It's a gut punch.
So your credit score's in the 400s. It's fine. You recover eventually.
Man.